Today, I'm back again with another brand new video, and just like you saw in the thumbnail, we're going to talk about something that's been getting a lot of attention, the Hypertech Pi app and how it reaches the GCV value at the final stage. Yes, you heard it right. This topic is important because the application I'm going to talk about today has been developed with a full blueprint and roadmap, directly created by Mr. KOSASHI. He's one of the core developers working inside the Pi ecosystem, and what he has built explains exactly how GCV value will be set inside the application and how Pi will be treated as a stable currency, specifically a stable coin locked at the value of 314,159. Everything is laid out clearly in the blueprint, and understanding it is very important for all pioneers. Now, yesterday I had already shown proof that this developer has worked on the Door for Pi repository, which directly links him with the ecosystem. That is solid proof that he is not just any random coder, he is deeply involved with the Pi ecosystem's technical development. So without wasting time, let me tell you where this information is found. The link is right there on GitHub under KOSASHI/StellarPiCore. This is a public repository. Nothing is hidden. Anyone can go to GitHub and check it for themselves. To make everything transparent, I always record my screen for you so you can see it live exactly as it appears. When you open that link in your Chrome browser, the page shows the repository named StellarPiCore, which is built off the Stellar Core Foundation. This is a modified version customized for Pi's ecosystem. When you scroll down, you'll see the coding files inside the repository. Now remember, this same developer had earlier shared the blueprint for another application called Maxima HyperPi. I've already made a video about that one. But today's app is something different, it's called Hypertech Pi. The name sounds similar at first, so many people confuse them, but they are not the same. Maxima HyperPi is one project, and Hypertech Pi is another one entirely. The Hypertech Pi app was updated just last week, while the Maxima app had updates earlier. When I scroll down to the README section, you can see the details about the Hypertech Pi ecosystem super app. Right there at the top, it clearly says Hypertech Pi is a super app built with advanced technology, specifically designed for the Pi ecosystem. Looking at the description, it explains that this repository has been upgraded to operate only as a stable coin-based Pi ecosystem super app. That means the app runs exclusively on Pi as a stable coin at the fixed GCV value. Then you also see a line saying it's designed for autonomously building, managing, and running internal Pi-exclusive applications on Raspberry Pi devices. So, it is internally integrated into the Pi ecosystem, functioning autonomously. And of course, KOSASHI is the main contributor behind this design. They are building it on Raspberry Pi, which many developers use for blockchain-related micro-operations. Now here's the important part. It says clearly that all transactions inside the system will use Pi coin at a fixed value of $314,159. Every transaction, every internal operation, will run using Pi fixed at that GCV value. Then you see another repeated statement, which this developer has been mentioning across multiple apps he has been coding recently. He says the Pi recognized inside GCV will only come from certain allowed sources, mining, contribution rewards, and P2P transfers. That's it. Not from exchanges. Only the organic Pi we have mined over the years, the ones rewarded through contributions, and P2P Pi transfers, these will be recognized inside GCV. But in the community, some people keep spreading confusion saying that exchange Pi will also be counted the same as mining Pi. If that happened, then what was the point of our 6 years of effort? Why did pioneers mine for years? Why did they stay committed for so long? People say, you mined for free, so why are you complaining? But 6 years of commitment is no joke. Many pioneers have migrated maybe 100, 200, or 300 Pi max after years of effort. And do you know the global statistics? Around 78% of pioneers migrated only between 1 to 10 Pi. That's the real data. Meanwhile, Some leaders like Doris Ehn keep saying all pi are equal, exchange pi and mining pi both will be counted the same in GCV. If that were true, then the core team betrayed pioneers. All their statements about fairness, meritocracy, and rewarding pioneers would be false. That's why this confusion has to stop. Let me remind you, Doris Ehn does not represent the core team. She has no official connection to them. Yes, she led the GCV movement, but the idea wasn't hers. The original concept came from a man in China named Baorong Zhang. And even before Doris, the global community had organized meetings to discuss the movement. Many people were involved. She only became the face of it later. But once popularity rises, ego comes in, attitude changes, and then she started believing whatever she says is the ultimate truth, forgetting the technology completely. Meanwhile, KOSASHI, who is an actual ecosystem developer, is giving clear technical explanations. And when the technical side is clear, we should trust the technology, not random opinions. I'm not against merchant growth, mass adoption, water events, or community activities. I support all of those. But I also support the developers who are actually doing the technical work, especially those who have real connection with Nicholas, have contributed code, and even hold the PyOS license. People say, anyone can write code. Yes, anyone can. But you can't get an open source license without proper verification. You can't get SDK access without approval. If you break rules, your account gets suspended. That's how the system works. Now moving on, the GCV of Pi at $314,159 will only apply to mining Pi, clear and simple. Exchange Pi will remain at exchange price. Traders and whales sitting on exchanges cannot suddenly become equal to pioneers. If all Pi were equal, then instead of mining for 6 years, we could have just bought thousands of Pi off exchanges easily. But the core team stands for fairness. They stand for merit. They stand for justice. That's why the system automatically rejects volatile technologies, external blockchains, and absolutely no gambling apps will be accepted. Everything KOSASHI has built clearly supports the pioneers' interests. I genuinely don't understand why some people are against him when everything he's doing is for the good of the ecosystem. If you understand this, tell me in the comments why people oppose him. Because what he's building directly benefits all pioneers. The features listed in the Hypertech Pi blueprint are advanced: autonomous hyper-intelligence for real-time filtering, the Pi stable coin manager for secure transactions, autonomous app builder, holographic dashboards, quantum security layers, global expansion modules, and purity enforcers to reject exchange-based Pi manipulation. Tell me, who comes up with such detailed technical architecture if not a real developer? You can't write this by accident. Some people go to ChatGPT or bots like Grok AI and ask whether these things are real. How would AI know? AI collects random posts from social media, websites, and mixes opinions. It's not a divine machine that predicts the future. If AI can't tell you when you'll get married or when someone will die, why expect it to predict blockchain truths? It simply repeats what exists in its dataset. At the end of the day, the Pi ecosystem is open source. There's a proper license system. Developers have to verify their identity to work with the SDK. Everything operates through an official channel. And the Hypertech Pi blueprint reflects that structure. Inside the code, you can see things like the Pi purity checker, the value validation system, RGB indicators, verification layers, deviation isolators, and enforcement modules. The system checks the source of Pi, verifies it, and only then moves it into green validation. If someone tries to manipulate Pi value or inject exchange Pi as GCV Pi, the system flags it red or blue and rejects it. This is how real technology works, through code, not through speeches. So that's all for today's video. If you got value out of this explanation, make sure to like the video, share it with as many pioneers as possible, and subscribe to the channel. Take care everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.